Hey everyone, I am Aliza, and you are listening to Fluent Fox Podcast. I'm so happy you're here with me today. You know, sometimes we think learning English is all about speaking. But guess what? There's something else super important. Something we do every single day, maybe without even thinking much about it. Can you guess? It's listening. Yes, listening. Today, we're going to talk all about how to listen better. Not just in English, but in your whole life. And trust me, when you listen better, everything gets better. Your English, your friendships, your work, everything. Before we jump in, a quick note for you. I know it can be hard sometimes to understand everything in a podcast, especially when you're learning a new language. So, I have something special for you. In the description of this episode, you'll find a free PDF. This PDF has the entire conversation we're having today, written down for you. So you can read along, or check words you don't know. And guess what else? It also has a well-designed mock test to help you practice your listening and understanding. It's totally free, just for you. So make sure to grab it after the episode. Okay, let's get back to listening. So, what does it mean to listen better? Is it just about hearing sounds? No, it's much more than that. Think about it. You can hear a dog bark. That's just sound entering your ears. But listening to a friend tell you about their day? That's different. That's trying to understand their feelings, their words, their message. Let's start with a simple idea. There's a big difference between hearing and listening. Hearing is passive. Your ears pick up sounds, like music, traffic, or someone talking in the background. It just happens. You don't have to try. But listening is active. It means you choose to pay attention. You try to understand. You process the sounds into meaning. This is why it's a skill, and like any skill, you can get better at it with practice. Why is listening so important, especially for English learners? Well, imagine you want to speak English fluently. How do you learn new words? How do you learn how to make sentences? How do you learn how people really talk? By listening. You listen to podcasts like this one, you listen to songs, you watch movies, you talk to people. The more you listen, the more you pick up. It's like a sponge soaking up water. Your brain soaks up English. Also, think about conversations. If you don't listen carefully, how can you answer? How can you participate? You can't. Listening is the first step to a good conversation. If someone asks you, "How was your weekend?" and you didn't listen, you might say, "Yes, I like pizza." That doesn't make sense, right? Because you didn't listen to the question. Okay, so we agree listening is important. But how do we actually do it better? One of the first things to remember is to really be present. What does be present mean? It means your mind is here, now, in this moment. It's not thinking about what you need to cook for dinner, or what happened yesterday, or what you will do tomorrow. It's focusing only on the person speaking. Imagine your friend is telling you a story. If you are looking at your phone, or looking around the room, are you really listening? Probably not. Your mind is somewhere else. So, put your phone down. Look at the person. Show them you are paying attention. This is called non-verbal communication. Your body language tells the other person, "I am here, I am listening." Being present also means clearing your mind. Sometimes our minds are very busy. They have many thoughts. To listen well, try to push those thoughts away for a moment. Just focus on the sounds, the words. You know, it's also helpful to listen with your ears and your eyes. This might sound a little strange. How do you listen with your eyes? Well, people don't just speak with words. They speak with their faces, their hands, their body movements. This is especially true when people are speaking English as their native language. They use a lot of gestures and facial expressions. When you look at someone while they speak, you can see their facial expressions. Are they happy? Sad? Angry? Confused? Their face tells you a lot. You can also see their body language. Are their arms crossed? Are they leaning forward? These things add meaning to their words. For example, someone might say "I'm fine," but their shoulders are slumped and their eyes look sad. If you only hear "I'm fine," you might think they are okay. But if you see their body language, you understand they might not be fine at all. So, when someone is talking, make eye contact. Look at their face. Notice how they move. All these things help you understand the full message, not just the words. Now, this next one is a big one. Try your best not to interrupt. When someone is speaking, let them finish. Don't jump in with your ideas or questions. It's rude, and it stops the flow of their thoughts. When you interrupt, you are telling the person, my thoughts are more important than yours right now. And that's not a good way to build a connection or to truly understand someone. Sometimes, when we listen, we are already thinking about what we want to say next. This is not good listening. This is waiting to speak. Try to resist that feeling. Just listen. Let the person finish their sentence, their idea, their story. There will be time for you to speak after they are done. It's okay to have questions, of course, but hold them in your mind. Write them down quickly if you need to. And when the person finishes speaking, then you can ask your question. This shows respect. It's also really powerful to practice empathy when you listen. This is a more advanced idea, but it's very powerful. Empathy means trying to understand how another person feels. It's like putting yourself in their shoes. When you listen with empathy, you are not just trying to understand their words, but also their emotions, their point of view. For example, if a friend tells you, I'm really stressed about my exams, don't just think, okay, exams are hard. Try to imagine how they feel. Remember a time you were stressed. What did that feel like? When you listen with empathy, you connect with the person on a deeper level. This makes your listening much more meaningful. When you listen with empathy, you also become more patient. You don't judge. You just try to understand. This is a great skill for life, not just for learning English. When it is your turn to speak, it can be really helpful to ask clarifying questions. After the person has finished speaking, it's a good idea to ask questions if something is not clear. But remember, these are questions to understand better, not questions to change the topic or share your own story. For example, if someone says, I went to the store and bought some fruit, but then the car broke down, you might ask, wait, the car broke down after you left the store, or before? This helps you understand the order of events. Or if they use a word you don't know, you can say, sorry, what did you mean by word? Asking these kinds of questions shows you are paying attention and that you want to truly understand. It also gives the other person a chance to explain more clearly if they didn't explain well the first time. Another important point, try not to form your response while they're talking. We talked about not interrupting, but this is a bit different. Often, while someone is talking, our brain is already busy creating our reply. We're thinking, oh, I have a story like that, or I disagree with that. When you do this, you're not fully listening. You're preparing to speak. It's a very common habit, but it prevents true listening. Try to quiet your inner voice. Just focus on receiving the information. Let their words fill your mind. Only after they finish, then start thinking about your response. It makes a huge difference. You'll be surprised how much more you notice and understand. To really check your understanding, you can summarize or paraphrase what someone said. After someone finishes speaking, you can quietly in your head, or even out loud, if appropriate, try to summarize what they said in your own words. For example, if your friend tells you about their difficult day at work, you might think to yourself, okay, so their boss gave them extra work, and they felt tired and frustrated. If you can do this, it means you understood. If you can't, it means you need to ask more questions. Sometimes, in a conversation, it's helpful to say something like, so, if I understand correctly, you're saying that. This gives the other person a chance to say, yes, exactly, or no, what I meant was. It's a great way to check your understanding and show you are really listening. Being patient is also key. Sometimes people take time to explain things. Sometimes they are not very clear. Sometimes they are nervous. Be patient. Give them time. Don't rush them. If you rush someone, they might feel uncomfortable and stop speaking, or not explain everything they want to say. Good listening takes time and patience. It's not a race. For us English learners, It's super important to listen actively to different voices and accents. English is spoken all over the world, and there are many different accents: British English, American English, Australian English, Indian English, and many more. Don't just listen to one type of English. Try to listen to different voices, different speeds, and different accents. This podcast helps because I speak clearly, but try watching movies, listening to music, or other podcasts with different kinds of English. The more you expose your ears to different sounds and rhythms, the better your brain will become at understanding them. It's like training your ear muscles. Also, pay attention to the intonation and stress in sentences. Intonation is the rise and fall of the voice, and stress is when we say certain words more strongly. These things carry a lot of meaning in English. For example, if I say I didn't say he stole the money, it means someone else might have said it. But if I say I didn't say he stole the money, it means maybe someone else stole it, not him. The meaning changes with the stress. Listen for these small but important details. And finally, like with anything new, you need to practice, practice, practice. Like learning to ride a bicycle or play a musical instrument, listening is a skill that gets better with practice. The more you consciously try to listen, the better you will become. Here are some easy ways you can practice listening in your daily life. Listen to podcasts, like this one. Choose podcasts on topics you like. Watch movies and TV shows. Start with subtitles in English, then try without. Listen to music. Read the lyrics to understand them better. Talk to native speakers. Try to have real conversations, even short ones. Listen to audiobooks. Great for long periods of listening and building vocabulary. Practice with friends. Ask a friend to tell you about their day and really try to listen without interrupting. Even 5 minutes of focused listening a day can make a big difference over time. Don't get discouraged if you don't understand every single word. That's normal, even for native speakers sometimes. The goal is to understand the main idea, the main message. Listening is a superpower. It helps you learn, it helps you connect with people, and it helps you understand the world around you. And for English learners, it's one of the fastest ways to improve your language skills. When you listen well, you pick up new vocabulary, grammar structures, pronunciation, and the natural rhythm of the language. So, from today, try to be more mindful when you listen. Whether it's to your family, your friends, your teachers, or even to a podcast like this one, try to apply these ideas. You'll be amazed at the difference it makes, not just in your English, but in your entire life. Thank you so much for joining me today on Fluent Fox Podcast. Remember to check out that free PDF in the description with the full transcript and the mock test. It's a great tool to help you continue practicing and improving your listening skills. I hope this episode helps you listen better, learn more English, and connect more deeply with the people and world around you. Keep practicing, keep learning, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye for now.